Welcome back to another edition of the 5CAST. I'm Mariko Izumi, and this week we'll be handing things over to WFN Pro Angler JP DeRose, who's going to tell us his top 5 most successful baits. My most successful baits? That's easy, lip gloss and a halter top.
Covering water. One of the best bass baits ever made of all time, a spinnerbait. These things can be used in a variety of ways. They come in a variety of weights, everything from a 1/4 ounce up to an ounce, ounce and a half. Use your heavier weights when you're fishing deeper. Use your lighter weights when you want to keep them on top in shallower water. Colors, endless color selection, unbelievable baits, good sharp hook on them. Things to look for smallmouth, double willow, lets you burn the bait a little faster. Dirtier water, you want a single Colorado, so a round blade, so you can slow it down and create more vibration and thump. But a spinnerbait is definitely a go-to for me. The #1 big bass bait of all times, the jig and pig. Very simply, it's a flipping jig that has a big stout hook in it, a fiber weed guard, 2 rattles, so you can hear that rattling, and you add a chunk trailer to it. You hook this on the back, and what this imitates in the water is a crayfish. These jigs can be thrown into any type of cover out there. You could throw them into the thickest trees, the deepest weeds, the heaviest docks, it does not matter. You can get these lures through them. The best part about it, if it bites, it's going to be huge. The newest thing to come out in the last little while, the sinking minnow. There's a whole group of them on the market, all kinds of manufacturers. Looks simple, doesn't it? Catches a ton of fish. These baits are made to fall on a horizontal plane. So what I mean is when it hits the water, it'll actually fall and shimmy on the way down at a slow pace. These baits can be rigged a couple of different ways. Like I have it here is Texas rigged, so you can drag it through weeds. But if you're fishing in open water where you have less weeds, less cover, maybe a rock situation for smallmouth, you can do what's called wacky rigging. Wacky rigging involves hooking it right through the middle of the bait, just like that. And you let it hang like that. So it'll still fall on a vertical level, but when you pull it, the bait will actually pulse down like this, and then straighten back out and fall. Almost irresistible to negative, aggressive, or neutral fish. One of the originals, and we're talking old school, the plastic worm. Now it's come a long way since the first days of Cream making the original plastic worm, but we're talking one lethal bait. This bait, like the jig and pig, can go through any type of cover, but it's more subtle. With a big ribbon tail, it has a nice slow fall and a ton of action. Peg this with a bullet weight, and this one's actually a rattling bullet weight, and a big hook, and you can get ready for some big action. Check it out, because they come in a variety of sizes and catch everything that swims. Finally, my favorite, ribbit, it's the frog. These frogs are super soft, hollow bodied, 2 giant hooks in the back and create a ton of wake and action on the surface. This will produce the heart-stopping, amazing hit that largemouth are known for on the surface. You can fish these baits over lily pads, rice, wood, slop mats, you name it. You can even throw them in open water and walk the dog with a side-to-side action with them. These catch a ton of fish for me every year. One thing I'll tell you, don't throw them on mono. Throw it on braided line, on a heavy long rod bait caster, 50-pound minimum. I throw 65-pound with an 8-foot rod and a good reel for long casts. Let that fish explode, count to 3, lower your rod tip, let him eat it, set the hook, drag his head up, bring him in the boat. Kermie will deliver.
Well, that does it for another edition of the 5CAST. I'm Mariko Izumi, and if you want to see some of those fishing baits in action, WFN.TV has a ton of video demonstrations on their website. If you want to see some of my baits in action, 3 shots of tequila will probably do it. No, I'm just kidding. 4 shots.
Clothing provided by Storm Tech, official performance apparel of WFN, the World Fishing Network.
If you can't get enough of our 5CAST, then swing on over to WFN.TV. I'll be waiting.